guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be working on refinishing and reupholstering these dining room chairs that I actually found on Facebook Marketplace for only $25. So it was quite a deal. Now, if you didn't catch my last video, I refinished our dining room table and struggled a lot. So I'm hoping that with these chairs, everything will go to plan and they will turn out nice. I am so excited I was able to find these vintage chairs for only $25 on Marketplace, but you can tell over the years they've been well loved and not cleaned recently. So I went ahead and took off the cushions because I'm planning on reupholstering them, and I took out all those staples, and I'm going to use that fabric as a template for my new fabric that I'm going to reupholster them with. But once I took off all that fabric and took out the staples, I realized how the cushion has just lost its form. I wanted to find a way to actually bring that form back because the cushion, the foam is actually in pretty good shape. It's just kind of crushed in some places, and so I'm going to use my iron to bring the form back to life so I don't have to buy new foam and recut it, because I really don't have a way to cut foam, and these are a pretty distinct shape that I don't think I would be very successful in cutting. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, I'm gonna give this a go of actually trying to bring the form back with the cushion. Okay, so I have my foam here, and what I'm going to use is an iron, and I've actually put some water in it already, and I can actually, it's a steamable iron, and this is just how I'm going to spray the water onto the foam. And if you don't have an iron like this, you can just mist it with a spray bottle. It's just, the foam needs to be a little bit wet. And then I'm going to put my iron set on high, and then I'll just show you how I'm gonna do it, because you just need to be really careful and not let your iron sit on the foam, but you're just kind of quickly touching it to have it bounce back to life. Okay, so while those cushions are drying, I want to make sure that they are fully dried before I reupholster them. So I went ahead and took apart one of the seat cushions. So just to refresh your memory, I have two captain chairs with arms which are a little bit bigger of a seat cushion, and then I also have 4 regular size cushions, so that's what I'm working on right now. So I took out the seams of one of the seats, and I'm just using it as a template for my new fabric. Now, it did have piping around the seat cushion on the top and the bottom, and I cannot find piping anywhere. So if you, I don't know where people shop now for upholstery and things like that, because I really struggled to find fabric and piping. So the piping will be here tomorrow, but I actually ordered my fabric online on Etsy, and I did try Joann Fabrics and Hobby Lobby, but I felt like they were just really safe fabrics in plain solid colors, and that's not what I wanted. These chairs are vintage. They have kind of that French vibe. So I wanted to have a fabric that would complement that, and I wasn't sure if I wanted a color or not, but I decided to go on this, it's kind of a floral, Frenchy looking fabric. It's green, and this is actually the back side. But when I opened it, I thought it was really pretty. It has like some gold accents, but it's actually toned down a lot. So it's green with like, it's almost like a sagey color. So I don't know, you guys let me know. Do you like it or not? Is it too green? I don't know. I didn't want to go safe. I didn't want to go just plain. So that's why I picked this fabric that I did. And it's actually really soft too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these cut out. So the first step is the side of the cushion. That's this fabric here. When I originally started to sew it to the cushion, I just pinned it all around with all those curves, and I thought, okay, from starting point to end point, I'm just going to sew all the way around the perimeter of the cushion, and you can't do that. So what I learned is that I need to sew this together to be a continuous loop, then sew in all my piping, and then sew it to my fabric, or to the cushion, like the top, the seat, and do it in sections. So I'm gonna do the back, then the front, then one side, then another side, and then I'm gonna do those funky little cutouts, little curves last. So that's how I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I just finished sewing on the front part, and one of the most tricky things is when you're sewing piping is to hide the seam. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is just a little bit of a space where I didn't quite get the fabric close enough to the seam. So I'm just gonna go over it one more time, but it's just so tricky, and you just need to check when you're done. And it's an easy fix, you just sew over it. Okay, so I'm all done sewing this cushion, and you can see that around the curves, it's just not completely perfect, but it'll be close enough. So now I'm gonna wrap it around the cushion and the wood base, and then you can kind of see how it comes together after stapling it. It'll really take form with these little cutouts. It'll be fine, even though it's not perfect. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned these chairs really well to get all that dirt and grime off, and then I sanded it down to kind of rough up the finish and open up the pores of the wood, so then hopefully the stain will be accepted by this wood. I'm actually going to be using the aged barrel. I'm not going to use the semi-transparent like I tried to use on the table, because I don't think that will work very well, but I am going to use the solid stain, and so I'm hoping that it really accepts the stain really well and it'll look really nice. I just really like the look of the aged barrel. My only other option that I have on hand without buying anything is the black gel stain, and I really didn't want to go with black, so I'm really hopeful that this aged barrel works. So it got really windy outside, and all these little helicopters started falling all over the chairs and the tarp that I had put down, and I was afraid to start staining and have those little helicopters getting all over my work. I didn't want it to mess up. So I brought the chairs inside, and then my daughter came out and I got stuck flying a kite with her. So it's the next day, and I'm gonna give it a try at staining inside, and I'm really hopeful that this stain will take. Okay, so I just finished staining the chair on the left, and the one on the right is what I still need to do. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I honestly think that the black gel stain would probably do just about the same of a job, but I'm gonna go ahead with the stain that I have just so all the chairs match. I just don't know if I want to paint or to stain the cane backing or not to match, or leave it kind of like that two-tone wood color, kind of brown blackish look. Let me know what you guys think. I am still so amazed that I was able to find these vintage chairs for only $25. These cushions were quite a challenge to sew with all these tight corners and piping, but it was totally worth it. The fabric ties in the dark green walls to give our dining room that moody feel. I'm so glad I decided to take on this project. I love how our dining room has just come together with these inexpensive finds on Marketplace. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like the video and consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.